$205 million was just liquidated from the cryptocurrency market over the past 60 minutes. The S&P 500 has lost almost a full percent today, trading down below several key support levels. Now, we just got job openings data that has come out and exceeded expectations. Why is the market reacting this way? And we also have tensions on war beginning to escalate across the board, which is never good for the market, at least in the short term. We also have catalysts coming out tomorrow that we are going to talk about. We are going to cover Gamestop, AMC, and a ton of other tickers in today's video, so make sure to watch until the end of the video, and it is free to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Do not sleep on it. Please do that. It helps me out, and drop a comment down below to engage the algorithms. Okay, the SPY is trading at 590.48. And yesterday, what happened? We entered puts in Discord, and those paid out nicely with over $1,000 gain on a small position for the SPY. If you're not in the Discord yet, it's the top link in the description. Where is it going to go and what is happening? We got the job openings, which exceeded forecasts, and seeing this may signal that the Fed is more inclined to not aggressively cut rates. So the Fed is now going to lean, which they are probably already in the middle just to keep rates paused and not raise or cut, but now they are probably going to lean towards hiking rates. It's not going to be by much, but this is just some data that comes in, and the more and more data that you get to push them this way, the more uncertain investors get across the market. Now, we also have the yield curve recently uninverting, which there are signals across the board that indicate that the SPY is going to go into a recession, the stock market as a whole going to likely go into a crash. It seems as if we have just outpaced the recession. If I showed you the SPY on the weekly time frame, it's much easier to see, but this is a correction. This is a slight correction. This is a slight correction. You go across the board, this is a slight correction. Right now, it seems as if the floor is just very odd. It's getting ready to crumble and crack. So let's talk a little bit about it. First of all, the SPY is trading in a few different patterns. We have been in this parallel channel since August of 2024, trading in the top of the channel. We recently broke below, tested the mid-range of the channel, and couldn't retest it. What this means is we made a lower low right here, which is technically bearish. However, we did make a higher high. So we made a higher high and a lower low, and as of right now, the SPY is about to decide, and I think it's going to decide this week, if we are going to A, finally crack up to a new high, or B, crack below and break this floor. Now, here are some levels that I have for you guys and where the SPY will move quickly. First of all, when the SPY comes down into the range that it is at now, you can see that there are tons and tons of buyers in this range. Once this big sell candle came in, a lot of buyers came in, a lot of buyers came in here, and we are back at that range. So if buyers fail here, this could indicate a very, very bearish signal for the S&P 500. And ultimately, I expect a test on 588. If we crack beneath that and crack below this trend line, which is going to move likely quickly if investors decide that they want to go bearish or bullish, it's likely to move quickly when you get to this price signal. Okay, you can see there's a lot of volume right here. You can see on the right hand side, a lot of volume coming in at these levels. Okay, what you're going to want to watch is between 586 and 579. This is a buy zone for the SPY. If at any point the SPY breaks beneath this level at 579, the floor is likely to come out, and that is going to bring us to 563 to 555. Okay, this is going to be a potential floor if the SPY cracks beneath its structure at 579. Okay, so we are watching 579, and below that, if we crack under that, 563 to 555. If things start to somehow get worse, watch between the 540 range for buyers to somehow pick this thing up. Again, somehow pick this thing up. There may be some buyers there, but that weak support may not hold up, and you may drop all the way to 523 to 513. Now, these are far out price targets, but we do have the Fed going to decide late January if they want to crash the market or not. January 29th, 30th, I believe, is the meeting. Now, we do have some other catalysts this week to pay attention to as well. CPI and PPI data are coming out soon, which is going to give investors basically some expectation as to what Powell is going to do late January, and they are going to price that in. If it leans towards he's going to be hawkish, they're going to price in a large sell-off, and I would watch 563. If it decides that he may be dovish, they are going to price in between 606 and 609. This is the level that I have for some positive news just to be priced in, and confirmation of that news late January would bring you from that 606, 609 to 623 to 627, and that would be a likely top on the SPY for coming into February. Okay, that is something that I am watching, and that is the S&P 500 breakdown right now. President-elect Trump says interest rates and inflation are too high, so that is also pretty dovish, but there is a lot of people expecting them to crash the market when Trump gets actually in office, and shortly after they are going to crash the market. Again, just a theory. Now here's Bitcoin's chart really quick. We obviously saw a 5% decline. We are sitting on the weekly time frame. What I have in front of you is the Bitcoin power law corridor, and this basically shows you when to buy and sell Bitcoin and when it gets weak during bull markets. You can see that if you buy during the green period, once you enter a bull market back here, you get a nice price gain. Okay, you enter a bull market again back here in 2021, you get a nice price gain, and you can sell basically at any point in this red zone as long as you bought in the green zone, and ultimately you want to buy under this purple line. Okay, as of right now, Bitcoin is fighting resistance at the red section of the Bitcoin power law corridor. Now, what does this mean? What is this showing us? It has done so in the past very briefly. Okay, you can see right here, December of 2020, November, December of 2020, it had this issue once it was fighting to get above it. This is completely normal. You can see it back here, June of 2017, it fought it, completely normal. As of right now, there is no breakdown signaling that Bitcoin is going to crash. In fact, if Bitcoin breaks to the upside out of this channel and you get that break past 110K, this opens up a lot of room for Bitcoin to run. Anywhere between my price target around 136 to 140 to even higher, right? Anywhere all the way up to 200 something, right? Because the last time we hit it, the top of this line was December 2017, November, December of 2017. We obviously couldn't hit it here, and this looks to be diminishing returns, which means we could fail here on Bitcoin. Either way, we are at a crucial level, and MicroStrategy is feeling the pain of this sell-off down about 9%. Basically, if you want to leverage Bitcoin price action, you just come and you trade MSTR, MicroStrategy, right? They hold a ton of Bitcoin, and that's basically what moves this company around. Bitcoin sells off, this thing sells off. Now, Bitcoin ends up climbing. MicroStrategy gets a picture perfect bounce off of this wedge to go higher and potentially squeeze shorts. We have seen a ton of calls being purchased on the option chain for pretty far out, above $600, maybe even $700, but that doesn't necessarily mean we are going to see those moves. Gamestop. This is a picture perfect chart to what we've been tracking. I think the time is now. Okay, this is back in 2021. You can see this pop right here, consolidate for 2 days, squeeze. GameStop right now, everything we've been tracking has been playing out perfectly. Not close, identical. Okay, not close, identical to what we saw in 2021. If this is a fake out, I mean, this is going to be the worst fake out in the world because everybody is loaded up on GameStop. And if you're on margin, I just want to warn you, they may potentially attempt to shake out paper hands. Where is that line in the sand if they want to shake out paper hands very briefly before squeezing? I'm going to say that line in the sand is $30.30. $30.30, worst case scenario, $29.50. I don't think this is going to happen, but if they do try and shake us out before you move up, be weary of that level. Right now, again, this is GameStop here. This is GameStop here. So lottery stocks, what happens next? Well, tomorrow on the 8th or Friday the 10th, because it's going to be closed Thursday, right? You're likely to see this gap higher. And it could very well be tomorrow, okay? We could see this pump higher. Algorithms are knowing, right? People are knowing that algorithms are going to pump GameStop, and therefore markets are going to close on the 9th to try and really save shit from going down. Also, what we saw back here was a 92% candle the next day. If GameStop saw anything similarly to that, you're coming up to about $63. Okay, $62 to $64, which is a price level that we have as resistance, and that pop could just take you right up to that level. Obviously, that would be insane, but it's happened and it could happen again. Also, if you see the options chain, if these calls go in the money, there is no coming back. There's no winning against this system. There is no throwing rock in the momentum. The gamma squeeze that could happen on GameStop is just absolutely absurd, with millions and millions and millions in premium being bought for the call side of things. AMC slowly scaling higher. Again, I told you this thing doesn't build up before a squeeze, it gaps. AMC trades differently than GameStop. It does nothing until it does something, and we're at the same time frame, right? You're waiting to see that gap higher. Given AMC was slightly delayed after GameStop, okay, GameStop could get that pop. AMC could get a little bit of a sympathy and then end up squeezing. Either way, the dates that I'm watching, if tonight and tomorrow or and Friday don't play out, is January 12th to 13th. That's one date that I'm watching. January 13th, okay, which is going to begin next week on the Monday. And then after that, January 29th to 30th, when that Fed meeting is. But overall, they are not giving you price opportunities. That shows that something is coming. And don't forget, I know a lot of institutions are absolutely loading the boat on GameStop, but you can't forget about AMC. They are still purchasing AMC as well. Now, Bridgewater, the largest hedge fund in the world, has dismissed 7% of their workforce. BlackBerry, basically flat. I'm expecting this thing to move with GameStop. When I move, you move, right? All these short squeeze plays. Speaking of short squeeze plays and taking that SPY win in Discord, shout out to Discord members. Somebody calling out SVMH up 213% from its relative low. Also, Discord members catching XTIA, which is up 523% from its bottom just a few days ago. So if you're not in the Discord yet, I don't know what you're doing. I want to talk about Kava really quick. CAVA holding this fib level on the 1618. If we break under 109 at any point, this is easy puts down to about $101 to $97. DJT, okay, we are likely to expect a move here. We are a little bit green on those calls for DJT, but we really need buyers to step in. If buyers don't step in here, we could see DJT flush to about 3150 before making its move. But overall, I am still bullish on DJT. It's more of a risky play. I would run a stop loss on that. Nothing I say is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Tesla broke crucial support levels like at 402, and we are coming lower. I wouldn't be surprised if we back test this and then reject again. If Tesla comes back up to 403.40 or so, that could be a put entry point to bring it back down to 375 or ultimately 386 if you want to be a little bit more passive. Okay, 386 to 374, and potentially where I think is a good price target, 362.50 for Tesla. Nvidia as well got an absolute flush down, but held support here off of this demand zone, which is what you want to see, and off of an ascending trend line. If Nvidia continues to climb right here, I expect a potential rejection at 146.70 and then us to fall even further. As of right now, we are watching it closely. It's a very risky game to play Nvidia where it's at right now. It is the only stock that has just decided to slightly surpass its all-time high, and we can tell that the market is not ready for that. Now, Toyota to use Nvidia automotive chips and operating system. That is the newest news for the Toyota partnership with Nvidia. Palantir cannot hold up. And speaking of that, Palantir starting to make its move according to Jim Cramer, so very bearish on Palantir. And the last video I uploaded, best stocks to buy in 2025, people said, no, I'd love to get Palantir at $69. Well, those people are fine, but some people were basically whining and complaining that Palantir is never going to break back under 70. I mean, it's coming right now. There's not really much to say there. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. I hopefully fixed my mic, so now there's no popping and crackling in the background. If you want to join the Discord, it's a top link in the description, and then under that link is a broker that is free where you can get up to 15 free stocks, each valued up to $2,000 per stock. In the Discord, you get access to one-on-ones with me. I'm in there on the daily. We talk stocks and crypto all day long. Best vibes, best people. There are no bad questions in there. If you want to take investing seriously, I urge you to get in the Discord, because one trade will pay for the Discord. So you can just relax about a little bit of payment if that is something that is rough for you. We also have tons of alerts in there, and I post my trades as soon as I enter them, all that good stuff. So get in the Discord. And if you want your 15 free stocks, is valued up to $2,000 per stock, what you have to do is you basically have to press this link, open a Moomoo account, once it asks you to join Moomoo. And once they approve you, make a deposit into your account and they are going to start hooking you up. You're also getting 8.1% APY on your uninvested cash. So whenever you're not trading, you're earning 8% interest on that, which is better than a bank account. And then they are giving you level 2 order book data for free, access to trading options, going long, going short, viewing other exchanges, and more as a retail trader. That is all, guys. I love you all. God bless. Lottery Socks out.